Ladies and gentlemen, Narendra Modi has made it clear that it's all or nothing when it comes to Gujarat. Keeping the ball rolling in his home state just before the second and final phase of polls, Prime Minister Modi highlighted his party's strength via a roadshow that has certainly jolted the opposition camp. His roadshow, which is currently on as we speak, and this roadshow, ladies and gentlemen, has been the longest ever roadshow by an Indian leader. The connection he has with Gujarat and specifically Ahmedabad can be seen with the people lining up to greet the son of Gujarat as he covers 16 constituencies that will give the mandate on December 5th and stretching over 50 kilometers. The Prime Minister's Modi factor is very much visible on the ground. The pictures from the ground reveal that brand Modi is BJP's best bet for elections. The roadshow witnessed multiple stops along the way to honor India's icons. Prime Minister Modi paid tributes to national heroes like Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel and Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. This is at a time when India and its monuments are beaming with the G20 logo. This is to celebrate the taking over of the presidency of the premier forum in the world for international economic cooperation. This is Prime Minister Modi's signature step. So while he's campaigning in Gujarat, he's also putting India on the global charts. And that's the message for those asking where and why the Prime Minister shunning the work he has been elected to do, that of the Prime Minister. Mr. Modi is fighting his critics who have put the spotlight back on Gali politics, slamming the Congress. Left, right and centre, Prime Minister Modi today said that those who never believed in the existence of Lord Ram have now brought in Ravan from Ramayana with the sole purpose to insult him. Drawing the line, Prime Minister said that it was not okay to call someone Ravan in the land of Ram Bhakt. The fierce attack by the Prime Minister Modi came days after newly elected Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge branded him as a 100-headed Ravan. Listen in to what Kharge said and what the Prime Minister's counter was.
हर वक्त अपनी ही बात करते हैं। आप किसी को मत देखो, मोदी को देखकर वोट दो। अब तुम्हारे को तुम्हारी सूरत कितनी बार देखना, कारपोरेशन में भी तुम्हारी सूरत देखना, एमएलए इलेक्शन भी तुम्हारी सूरत देखना, एमपी इलेक्शन में भी तुम्हारी सूरत देखना, हर जगह कितने हैं भाई? क्या आपके रावण के जैसा 100 मुख है? क्या है?
અને કોંગ્રેસ પાર્ટી એને ખબર નથી કે આ રામ ભક્તોનું ગુજરાત છે. આપણે જાણીએ છીએ કે આ કોંગ્રેસ પાર્ટી એ રામના અસ્તિત્વને સ્વીકાર નથી કરતી. આ કોંગ્રેસ પાર્ટી અયોધ્યામાં ભગવાન રામ મંદિરને પણ ભવ્ય રામ મંદિરમાં પણ એનો વિશ્વાસ નથી. આ કોંગ્રેસ પાર્ટી એને તો રામ સેતુ સામે વાંધો. એવી કોંગ્રેસ પાર્ટી મને ગાળો બોલવા માટે રામાયણમાંથી રાવણને લઈ આવી. બોલો.
And joining me tonight from Ahmedabad, covering the Prime Minister's long road show is my colleague Madhav Das Gopalakrishnan. And Madhav, what is it looking like on ground zero? 89 seats have already faced the polls. Now the remaining on the 5th of December, what's it looking like, and what's the reaction and the connection between the people of Gujarat and Prime Minister Modi?
Well, the ballot units had just about been shut for the first phase of polls as the Prime Minister hit the ground running on this mammoth road show that took place in Ahmedabad and Gandhinagar today. 16 constituencies at one go that the Prime Minister has touched. He was right here at this very spot in Narayanpura, and let's just talk to a cross-section of people who are gathered over here and get a very quick sense from them as to what they think the impact of this entire election would be. गाली पॉलिटिक्स चल रही है, कोई रावण बोल रहा है, कोई राम बोल रहा है. क्या इम्पैक्ट होगा इस पूरे चुनाव में? मोदी जी भी यहाँ से अभी गुजरे थे कुछ वक्त पहले, कैसा माहौल था उस वक्त?
कोई कुछ भी बोल ले, मोदी जी आएंगे और मोदी ही रहेंगे, कुछ भी हो जाए.
क्यों ऐसा क्यों?
क्योंकि मोदी ने इतना यहाँ पर काम किया हुआ है, यहाँ विकास देख रहा है, देश देख रहा है, तो मोदी के सिवा हमको कोई मंजूर है ही नहीं।
अच्छा, आप क्या मानते हैं कि इस बार क्या माहौल रहेगा, क्या इशू रहेगा, क्या मुद्दा रहेगा इस चुनाव में?
मुद्दा तो यहाँ पे कुछ भी नहीं है ऐसा। अपने ओनली फॉर बीजेपी सरकार।
ऐसा क्यों ऐसा क्यों मानते हैं?
क्योंकि विकास है यहाँ पे।
विकास है इसलिए। आप क्या मानते हैं, क्या विकास हुआ, क्या देखा आपने?
बहुत विकास किया सर। आज रोड देखो, ब्रिज देखो, और हर गरीब लोगों की दुनिया भर की योजनाएं देखो, बराबर उस हिसाब से एक ऐसा दिल में बैठे हुए हैं कि वास्तव में भगवान जैसा नेता है।
आप क्या मानते हैं, महिलाओं के क्या इश्यूज जो है मोदी जी ने इस बार?
विकास महिला के लिए तो मोदी जी का विश्वास, मोदी है तो मुमकिन है, मोदी नहीं तो कुछ नहीं।
अच्छा,
यहाँ गुजरात में तो सब मोदी ही चलते हैं।
आपने क्या देखा है, क्या मानते हैं आप इस बार जो मोदी जी आए थे, जो यहाँ पे क्राउड इकट्ठा हुई थी, इतनी क्राउड क्या आपने देखी है पिछले सालों में यहाँ पे?
हाँ, इतना क्राउड और फर्स्ट टाइम इतना क्राउड हुआ मोदी का। और मोदी यहाँ 13 साल शासन करके गए, उसी टाइम भी उनका उतना ही क्रेज था, आज भी उनका उतना ही क्रेज है नरेंद्र भाई का, क्योंकि उन्होंने गुजरात का जो विकास किया है, जो दुनिया के बराबर, दुनिया के शहरों के बराबर उन्होंने गुजरात को लाके रखा है।
उसके आपने कहा कि इतनी क्राउड आपने पहले कब
इतना क्राउड हमने पहले अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी और अडवाणी की जाहिर सभा थी तब देखा था, उसके बाद में ये पहली बार हम देख रहे हैं इतना क्राउड जमा हुआ है।
Okay, so you can see it. This is the voices of people who are over here, who have seen Narendra Modi's rally actually pass through, and Gali politics or no politics, for them it is Narendra Modi and his presence over here that has really galvanized the support. Ahmedabad, of course, being a stronghold, but certainly the presence of the Prime Minister and this kind of a massive roadshow that has taken place will not just have its impact over here, but also in the other seats, because the Prime Minister coming on ground and reaching out to the people somewhere or the other, at least the BJP hopes, will have a huge impact. And judging by what these people over here, who are just common people on the street over here, who we have spoken to, some of them may be associated with the BJP, but by and large they are people, and this is the kind of response that we've been getting right from Naroda Gam, where the entire rally started, through the course of the entire rally. Clearly that's the kind of spirit that exists on ground. The impact of this, of course, will be known only on the 8th of December. Back to you now.
Well, and we'll keep watching out for that impact. So the legitimate question that we're asking on the news are tonight: will brand Modi power saffron surge again? That's the question, and that's the debate coming up on the other side.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
And joining me tonight, GVL Narasimha Rao, Member of Parliament and National Spokesperson of the BJP, Dr. Anand Ranganathan, author Kamru Choudhury, leader of the Congress Party, Dr. Suman Sriraman, political analyst, Ravi Srivastava, political analyst, follows the Aam Aadmi Party very closely. But first up, let me go across to my colleague Jay Mruk, psephologist and political analyst. And Jay Mruk, how do you see the situation developing in Gujarat? 89 seats have gone to polls. And it seems like Narendra Modi is leaving nothing to chance, and he's there doing his road show for the last 5 hours, and not a drop of sweat on his forehead, and that's something that's probably rattling the opposition.
Yeah, we'll just go through the numbers quickly. In the overall turnout, if you look at the breakup, tribal districts, Narmada, Tapi, parts of Bharuch, they have seen higher turnouts. The urban areas, parts of Saurashtra and Kutch, they have seen lower turnouts. Kutch, Gandhidham has recorded the worst. It's about 40% the turnout. Now, if you look at the contest that the BJP is up against, that is to ensure that most of its supporters get out. Now, in a low turnout election, definitely a cadre-based party has an advantage, because it has the traction, the mechanism to have its cadres get the maximum number of their supporters out. So I would say in this low turnout election, the BJP should have an advantage. The Prime Minister, of course, is leaving no stone unturned, because, see, there is a historic association he has with Ahmedabad. The Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation election of 1987 was his launch pad into his political career, his as well as Anandiben Patel's. So Ahmedabad is something very dear to him, first emotionally, strategically. If you just cover Ahmedabad 16 in the city, And the 5 seats in the outskirts, you're talking of 21, which is almost 20% or 25% of the phase 2 seats. So it's also, I would call it a power strike, something like a surgical strike. You get in a place in a roadshow, 50 kilometers, 3 hours, and you're covered 25% of phase 2. So it's a brilliant and a master strategy. And I believe most of their supporters have come out on the streets. So absolutely no stone unturned, and an absolute power strike as anyone could imagine.
Well, Kamru Choudhury, where's the power and where's the strike other than Mallikarjun Kharge calling the Prime Minister Ravan? The Congress seems to have lost its sting completely. No issues, no leaders, Rahul Gandhi in a disconnect, and the Congress is left with virtually a self-goal, many people think. Because the Ravan strike is really not going to go down well, considering that, as the Prime Minister said, for you, Ram itself was, a figment of people's imagination. It was a mythological Ram that you spoke about. So Ravan kahan se yaad aa gaya? Desperation?
Yeah, Navika ji, I'm very surprised, even after 27 years of Gujarat BJP's rule, the Prime Minister of the country has to invoke Lord Ram in these elections. That is the most surprising part, that you don't talk about development, you don't talk about the 140 people lost due to corruption of the BJP in Morbi. You don't speak about that 80 crore people in India still getting 5 kg rice as aid. You don't talk about the 30 crore people still living beneath the population BPL, below poverty line. So this is the discourse that has been created by our honorable Prime Minister, on the only pretext of having a very good and wonderful, well-oiled machinery of propaganda, supported by thousands and lakhs of IT cell. Paid or unpaid, I don't know. But then, जिसको बोलते हैं हिंदी में कि आपने भावना और जज्बात गुजरातियों का, उसके साथ आप खेल रहे हो वहाँ पे. Gujaratis might revere him as a tallest leader of Gujarat till date after Mahatma Gandhi. But then you must understand that even in Bengal, CPM's rule came to an end after 34 years, who had entire Bengal under their capture. Maybe the situation in Gujarat, I'm not denying, the situation may be very much favorable for Bharatiya Janata Party. But even Idi Amin also lost his throne one day. So we all have to be, what you call,
now
very
from
Ravan,
from Ravan to Idi Amin,
the Gujarati people.
From Ravan to Idi Amin, how rattled is the Congress party, Mr. GVL Narasimha Rao, because from Ravan it's gone to Idi Amin, and nobody was stopping the Congress party from raising issues of the people. It was the Congress that gave the issue of Ravan on a platter to the Prime Minister, and they expect that he won't even make political capital out of it. I mean, what are they thinking?
Navika, good evening to you, all the panelists and the viewers of your show. Like you rightly pointed out, Ravan, when you bring in Ravan into the discourse, when you call Honorable Prime Minister Ravan, obviously you expect a response from us, or do you expect us to take all insults in our stride? Do we not have the right to rebut or right to respond? The Congress party has understood that they have lost this Gujarat election by miles. And that's the reason why Rahul Gandhi has run away from Gujarat. He's not been seen in this campaign at all. They have a national president, not a national president, a national president in Mr. Kharge, who's being given a script to read out. Kharge ji is a very senior politician. He knows what language appeals to the people, but he is being forced to mouth these words. Rahul Gandhi is remote controlling, is using such slur for the Prime Minister. If you think, why should the Prime Minister not campaign 27 years after in power, after the BJP is in power? Do we not have
Navika will permit me, may I ask you one simple
to
question?
people and tell them
Is calling
what we have
Rahul
delivered to
Gandhi
them in the last
looking
27
like a
years? Do we not
Saddam
have a right to counter
Hussein,
the lies that you spread
remark or
against
below
the
the belt
BJP?
remark? Can you please explain
I think
to
when
us?
you understood that you are not winning this election,
you cannot always
you are
play
trying
the
to
victim
throw
card and play
a
with
few
the,
more
with the
slurs at the
sentiments
Prime
and emotions of the
Minister
Gujarati
and
people.
get some kind of
Navika ji, I have got two
some
questions
kind of
here.
a vicarious pleasure. I think you have reduced yourself, the Congress party has reduced itself to deriving vicarious pleasure and not really contesting politics or contesting elections seriously.
Well, Kamru Choudhury, I know you want to, raise several issues, but the fact is that you have conceded that the BJP has an advantage in Gujarat, and you're already talking of 34 years of the leftists in Bengal, and virtually giving 7 more years possibly to the BJP. But Dr. Anand Ranganathan, is it desperation that from Ravan we've now reached Idi Amin, and a comparison of the Prime Minister with Idi Amin by Kamru Choudhury? I mean, is this just something that comes naturally to the Congress party, or do you think they are so rattled and so bereft of leadership and issues that name calling is the only weapon they have?
Good evening, Navika, and good evening to my fellow panelists. To give benefit of doubt to my very good friend Kamru Zamanji, maybe we didn't hear properly. Did he compare Modi to Idi Amin or Didi Amin? Kamruji, I know you're in a difficult position because you're in Bengal right now.
The regime, the comparison. No, not difficult. I stand by whatever I say. I am not such a, who will take recourse to below the belt comments that BJP people are doing nowadays in Gujarat.
And Idi Amin is not a below the belt. Idi Amin is not below the belt. Idi Amin is not below the belt. It is called standard of politics by the Congress party. You amaze me, Kamru Choudhury ji. You really amaze me. And frankly, Dr. Anand Ranganathan, what do I say? How are people going to respond to a party which says that the Prime Minister is Ravan one day and betters it on debates by calling him Idi Amin the next?
Yeah, I think tomorrow they'll call him Pol Pot and then Mao. And then I hope they don't call him Jawaharlal Nehru or Indira Gandhi. No, but Navika, let's come back to be, it's a very serious discussion.
But you have called our Rahul Gandhi Saddam Hussein already. Can't you find that in a debate?
Kamruji, I didn't interrupt.
No, you compare my Rahul Gandhi with Saddam Hussein. Is that a very praiseworthy remark that you made?
Did I compare your Rahul Gandhi to Saddam Hussein?
Gujarat to Rohingyas like Paresh? No, you are supporting that party who has made such remarks. The Chief Minister of the BJP ruled state.
Navika.
Well, okay, Dr. Anand Ranganathan is responding. Dr. Anand Ranganathan is responding to all your charges. Respond, Dr. Anand Ranganathan.
Yes, no, Navika, you must realize one thing. That if there are a couple of engines that drive India and Indian economy, one of them is Gujarat. And how do they become the engines for driving our growth? By doing dhanda. Gujaratis do dhanda. They love being businessmen and they are really good at it. And one thing you have to admire when someone is a good businessman is he or she doesn't go by emotions. He or she goes by data. What is happening on the ground? So when Mr. Kamru talks of huge unemployment in Gujarat, Gujarati is looking at the data. And according to the data in November 2022, Gujarat's unemployment rate is 2.5. India's is 8. Rajasthan is 25. भैया डेटा पे जाते हैं जो धंधा करते हैं डेटा पे जाते हैं but now Navika please give me a minute because the question remains how do the voters make a call in any elections? Of course one may say that it is based on caste, religion, ethnicity or personality of the candidate. There's truth in this, but a rational voter, especially a Gujarati voter, would always go by performance, and for that there are indicators. So if the BJP beats anti-incumbency yet again, it would be at the back of unprecedented central support and central schemes as well as state schemes. Let me take just one indicator because of paucity of time, and it is the most important indicator, Navika, on which Gujarat has traditionally lagged behind. And I have written about this multiple times. Health. Jaan hai to jahan hai. Health is wealth. Let's look at the crucial infant mortality rate, IMR. It has come down from 60 when Modi took office in 2001 to 23 now. This by all means is a dramatic decline and a most welcome one. But the state to beat here is of course Kerala that has an IMR of 6, lower than 12 European countries. Why can't Gujarat become a Kerala, and this should worry Modi and the ruling BJP in the state? Let's look at other parameters, just 30 seconds. In 2001, there were only 9 medical colleges in Gujarat. There are 30 medical colleges now. Under Ayushman Bharat, 4 million Gujaratis have got free treatment, resulting in savings of 7,000 crores for the patients. Gujarat has improved its rank among the last state in the Niti Aayog State Health Index from 7 to 6. But the SRB or sex ratio at birth is worrying. It has decreased from 907 to 860 now. The bottom line is, go by data, Mr. Kamru Zaman. Don't call people Idi Amin or Didi Amin or whatever have you. Go by what is in front of you, what is statistics, because that is what Gujaratis are going by and keeping on re-electing BJP for 27 years.
No, one question. Anandji, if Gujarat has progressed so much, then why the PM has brought in the issues of Aaftab, of violent incidents in Delhi,
now,
of other issues that do not...
Kamruji, please, I am talking of data.
Elections. Why were those issues being brought out?
Can you dispute my...
Then we can also ask the question on why is Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge raising the issue of Ravan? What does it have to do with data? What does it have to do with performance? What does it have to do with governance? And his worry is that Modi ka chehra kyun dekhna pad raha hai sabko, from municipal elections to state elections to national elections. Now, if that is your problem, then you have to solve that problem within. The problem here is that are you raising the issues that matter to the people or not? Certainly not. And Ravi Srivastava, that's the question I'm asking you. According to a recent survey, that is what is being held against Modi, कि वो इतना वहाँ प्रचार क्यों कर रहे हैं? Why is he doing so many road shows and so many rallies? Well, according to a recent survey that has been done, if Modi doesn't do even one rally, 54% of Gujarat will still vote for him just on his name. But look at the man, the perseverance of the man, that he takes risks. He goes there, he meets people, does the accountability, he doesn't take power and vanish. He goes there, meets them, listens to their issues and provides the solutions, and that is why his party and he get voted again and again and again. Now, can that be held against BJP and can that be held against Prime Minister Modi?
No, first thing is that I don't talk sitting anywhere else and talk about Gujarat. I am in Gujarat for last 1 week and I have seen the ground report. I have myself travelled and I have gone to the places. I have seen that the data my friend was talking about, that data does not talk about the fraud of the ABG shipyard. There are 28,000.
Raviji, I am talking of CMI and no, Navika, I have to come. Sorry, Raviji. Sorry.
Let him complete his point and then you can rebut him.
Be happy with your data. I don't mind it. I have seen the data on the ground. I have seen the roads of Gujarat. I have seen the port of Gujarat. I have seen the water problem of Gujarat. The Saurashtra women are carrying water on their head for kilometers long. There is no water, sir. And where the water has gone, where the electricity, where is the hospitals, where are the government schools? You talk about 5-star universities, go ahead, be happy with it. You talk about medical college, private medical colleges. How many government medical colleges are there? There is none. This is what Aam Aadmi Party talks about. The water, electricity, employment. How many papers leaked here? How much tons of the drugs imported here on the port? 4,000 tons. As here, industrialist who has got leverage to the extent of 2.6 times of the assets. Where any day this asset will double. It's all crony capitalism, nothing else. The public money is being used and the people are running away with that.
Well, Mr. Ravi Srivastava,
Navika, now 10 seconds.
Mr. Ravi Srivastava, people have seen the Gujarat model, people have also seen the Tihar model. They've seen the models. What are you convincing them on? But Anand Ranganathan and GVL Narasimha Rao want to come in. Anand first.
Yes, very briefly, Raviji, you know how much respect I have for you. You know it. It's a fact. So please do not denigrate data. I gave you data not from the government agencies, from CMI data. And that shows that while the Indian unemployment rate is 8-point-some%, Gujarat is 2.5% and Rajasthan is 25%. Now you can castigate them for giving wrong data. Secondly, now please give me 5 seconds. The Narmada Dam, with its raised height, now irrigates 2.4 million hectares of farmland, generates enough power to light up 1.4 million homes, provides drinking water to 33 million people. And never forget that the person you supported, Medha Patkar, wanted to keep land parched, homes dark, and people thirsty. Yeah, aap log hai anti-development.
There is a fact that there is not even a single leader with BJP who is talking about the facts. It is you who are talking about the facts sitting in Delhi.
And you are holding
but then you are welcome to raise these facts. But what is Mr. Arvind Kejriwal saying? Mr. Arvind Kejriwal is saying कि वो जन्माष्टमी के दिन पैदा हुए हैं और ऊपर वाले ने संदेशा भेजा है कि सब लोग झाड़ू पर मोहर लगाएं. Is that really solving people's problems? Is that really solving people's problems? And what is the Congress party saying? कि ये बार-बार आ जाते हैं हर चुनाव में, ये तो रावण है. So GVL Narasimha Rao, who's stopping the opposition parties from raising the issues of Gujarat? When they blame the BJP that they are not, really speaking about the issues, have the opposition parties raised specific issues to demand answers?
Navika, the opposition is bereft of issues. Because on most developmental fronts, Gujarat has outperformed every state in the country. And for many years, for long years, Gujarat has experienced double-digit growth in agriculture. Whereas most governments led by the Congress party, I'm not talking about Aam Aadmi Party because they rule just a municipality called Delhi. So most state governments ruled by Congress party have delivered 2-3% growth in agriculture. The BJP ruled states and Gujarat, leading all of them, led a double-digit growth. Is that not development? And this has largely happened on the back of massive increase in irrigation potential. Number one. Number two, the scheme, the infant mortality rate, the big drop in infant mortality rate. Can I did not interrupt you, Ravi. Please, Ravi, I did not interrupt you. Please let me, Mr. Ravi, let me complete.
I am physically here.
Interrupt because you are
physically here.
Speaking in between. Let me complete my comment. Let me complete my statement. Infant mortality rate in Gujarat came down because there was a scheme that was implemented called Chiranjeevi Yojana, which became a very successful model for mothers, for maternal health and child health. Number three, an unemployment rate according to surveys conducted even during the Congress regime, during the UPA era, showed that Gujarat had less than 1% rate of unemployment compared to the kind of double-digit unemployment rates in Congress-ruled states like Rajasthan. So Gujarat on every count is
not just that,
on the
factories have grown maximum in Gujarat, 21,000 to 28,000, my friend. And if factories increase, Ravi Srivastava ji, if you speak over everybody, you can take all the seats in the country, but you won't be heard. You won't be heard. The question is that the number of factories have increased, the per capita income has increased, the per capita state product has increased, infant mortality has shown improvement, water availability, power availability has improved. And Sumansi Raman, do you believe that the opposition has some of these performance indicators that it can reach, or does it have only issues like Ravan, Auqat Dikha Denge and things like that they can speak of?
Navika, first of all, the fact that Gujarat is a land of milk and honey does not seem to be known to the government of India. Certainly Niti Aayog does not seem to know about it, because on their various indices, Gujarat is lagging way behind the southern states. So I think that either that Niti Aayog itself is putting out fake data, because according to all the learned men on this show, Gujarat has had amazing development, which is why its per capita GDP is at 10th in the country. 10th. That's as low as 10th. And its SDG index is way below the entire south, is also behind a much larger state like Maharashtra. So let us look very clearly at the real picture of development. Anandji spoke about infant mortality rate has been reduced from 2001 to 2021. In Tamil Nadu, IMR was 49 in 2001, it is 13 now. It's probably less, it's closer to 11 now. Which world are we living? He's talking about medical colleges. In my state, we had 15 to 16 medical colleges in 2001. There are 69 medical colleges, the most in the country. What are we talking about? 17 lakh people have applied for 3,400 Talati jobs. Do you know that? Which year was that? 2022 in Gujarat. So which world are we living in? Please go back. All those who said Gujarat has Mr. GVL Narasimha Rao said it has outperformed all other states in the country. If he could please inform the Niti Aayog and the other central government agencies that they are putting out fake data, and Mr. Narasimha Rao and the BJP should give them the right data.
All right. So all data is fake, and this time the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress are together going to form the government in Gujarat, and the BJP is going to lose. That's my deduction from what you are saying. Let's take that question across.
In spite of that, Mr. Modi has been able to convince the voters of Gujarat to repose faith in the BJP.
So सब कुछ गलत है, लेकिन फिर भी मोदी जी कन्विंस कर लेते हैं. ये है मोदी जी की प्रॉब्लम. जयमरूग, अब इस बीमारी का कोई इलाज है कि सब कुछ गलत कर रहे हैं मोदी जी, लेकिन फिर भी लोग चुनते हैं तो मोदी को.
नाविका, इसका जवाब कहीं और है, and the answer is another question. Mr. Sumant Raman, I just want to drive this debate in a little more political debate direction.
BJP is winning, sir.
The question is, okay, let's take it a given. Let's take it a given that not all is hunky dory. Okay, in Gujarat, we go with what Mr. Raman is saying. That's fine. My question still is, if all is not hunky-dory...
No, don't go with what I'm saying. Go with what Niti Aayog is saying.
Okay, what you are repeating from Niti Aayog, let's go with that. What you are quoting from Niti Aayog, let's go with that. And let Jayamruk complete his point.
Yeah.
Yes,
now, given that whatever it is, okay, there is the incumbent party, okay, the ruling party, and the leader of that party is investing so much time, okay, in the campaign. Now, if all is not hunky-dory, the Indian National Congress, which won 77 last time and should feel that it has a brilliant opportunity to make another go at power, why is it completely absent from the debate? It should not have been absent from the debate.
Very valid point. Very valid point.
Kamru Choudhury, care to respond to that?
Very valid.
No, that is the hypocrisy, Let me just tell this gentleman, 50 kilometers of Modi's road show on a car today in Ahmedabad. But you missed the point. You can't see the 3,500 kilometers of Padayatra by Rahul Gandhiji.
But that's not in Gujarat, my friend. That will be measured in the next elections whenever they happen. Dr. Anand Ranganathan, आपके पास आपका जो measure है वही गलत है. आप कांग्रेस के हिसाब से measure नहीं करते. अब ये तकलीफ है.
Navika, pehli baat, with due respect to my great friend Dr. Sumant Raman, I think, when Mother Teresa conducted miracles, she was anointed by the Pope as Saint Teresa. I think Modi, despite having absolutely failed in Gujarat and his government, is still winning. According to Dr. Raman, he should be Saint Modi now. I really implore upon the Pope to anoint Modi as Saint Modi. Number two, I also quoted the same Niti, and nowhere has Niti Aayog... Now, one second. Please let me finish. Number one, if you go through the Niti Aayog data, and I took only the health parameter today, there is nowhere that the Niti Aayog has castigated Gujarat, just the opposite. The Gujarat position has moved from number 7 to number 6. It is unfortunate that Dr. Raman himself has not gone through that data. Please don't interrupt. Number 2, what is I myself said, the IMR has reduced from 60 to 23. At the same time, Kerala's is 6. So I am giving you the control of Kerala 6, but does that mean that a Gujarati will vote by saying that, oh, I ignore the reduction from 60 to 23. What about Kerala, that is 6? What is the point of quoting IMR of Tamil Nadu, sir? You quote about the improvement in the state. When a Tamilian has to vote in Tamil Nadu elections, he will look at what the situation was 5 years ago and what it is now. He won't look at Kerala, would he?
Elementary, my dear Watson. Elementary, my dear Watson.
I'm sorry, it's very elementary. I don't think he heard. I don't think Dr. Ranganathan heard elementary. Mr. GVL Narasimha Rao very clearly said Gujarat outperforms all other states in the country.
I didn't say that.
If you're number 7
all
to
right.
number 6.
All right. So GVL Narasimha Rao, the contention of Dr. Sumansi Raman is that if Gujarat is so good, it's still not the best, and if it's got 27 years of BJP's attention, then it should have been the best in the country, which it is not. Respond to that charge by Sumansi Raman.
Navika, if governance is so good in Tamil Nadu, why does it vote out every government 5 years later? Are people of Tamil Nadu fickle?
A state where Dr. Sumansi Raman is sitting.
We want to prevent any party from becoming too powerful. We want to prevent any party from becoming too powerful.
No, can I complete? If either Kalainar or Porachi Talavi were so good, they wouldn't have been changing governments every 5 years. And in Gujarat, you cannot ignore the historical factor. Southern states, to begin with, even 50 years ago, southern states had better human development indices. Certainly, I'm proud of being a South Indian. We have had better development. But for Gujarat to come from the levels that it was, it has made a historical progress. And people measure your performance in that 5 years that they have elected you to power. Drinking water situation. Ask people, Congress was voted to power for close to 40 years in Gujarat. And the situation remained completely parched. I lived in Gujarat for 5 years. Let me tell you, Mr. Sumansi Raman, from 85 to 89 or 90, I lived for 4 or 5 years in central Gujarat. And I know the real story used to be, in fact, we used to discuss in classrooms, how water table in Gujarat has gone down, how Gujarat was going to become a desert. This was the narrative in Gujarat. Gujarat would have gone completely dry. But for the BJP, but for Narendra Modi ji, let me make it clear, it would have become a desert. Large parts of Gujarat would have become a desert.
And so all of these issues possibly could have been raised by opposition parties during their campaign trail since the announcement of elections, 3rd of November. But the fact that they raise it on a day when the first phase of polling for 89 seats is over, the fact that they raise it on a day the Prime Minister has done the longest road show ever by any political leader, 50 kilometers, 16 constituency. Why is the opposition just so upset and rattled that ये तो रावण है और 10 मुंह के नहीं 100 मुंह के इनकी शक्ल देखनी पड़ती है? The fact really could be, and Dr. Anand Ranganathan, you have the power to give the one-liners. Is it because they feel they don't have a battery of leaders to match up to one man that the BJP has, Narendra Modi?
No, I think they have a battery of leaders, but the battery has leaked.
Battery has leaked. I don't know who you are referring to, the battery of leaders. Of course, doing the Bharat Jodo Yatra in states other than those bound for elections, and how will we measure the success of that Padyatra? Well, the only measure in a democracy is, will they win more seats in those states when they go to poll? At the moment, in Gujarat and Himachal, we'll have to wait and watch. What will be the votes counted and the results, both for the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress Party? We'll leave it at that, even as we continue to follow the election train and reports from the ground. Thank you very much to all my panelists joining me on debate number 1. On